Welcome back, watch fans. We got another amazing watch market update for you today. We're talking about India and Rolex and Patek Philippe Audemars Piguet. What is going to be the impact of the Indians? 1.5 billion Indians who are entering the market bigly and huge. It's going to be a game changer. Right now, nobody's talking about this. You know why? This is the only channel. This is the only channel that's talking about India. Well, because this is the only channel that's focused on making you money. That's right. The other channels are tomato cans, crayon eaters, and buffaloes. That's right. And hungry hippos that want to steal your children's lunchbox money. But this channel is all focused about making you money. That's why all our watch picks have increased bigly and huge. We're talking the Rolex, the AP, Patek Philippe. Look, if you want to make big money with watches, you got to join the channel as a paid member, $4.95 a month. And you can become an aristocrat, a baron. That's right. And we'll also give you a free watch collection review video for a limited time only. It's a $500 value. Yours free when you become an aristocrat. Click the join button and then send a picture of your collection to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com. Now, back to our scheduled programming, okay? We're talking about India. Now, here's what you got to understand, guys. I talked about this about, I think it was, when did I mention this? A couple months back, I did a video on this topic, and the deal is this. The deal is, you know, the India, actually, big news came out. Their watch sales are exploding. Okay, all kidding aside, this is a real fact. Their watch sales are up like, I don't know, it's exploding. Right? Look, it's an economy that's going to be the biggest economy on the planet. Probably, it's going to exceed China, right? So they all speak English. Also, that's the big thing, right? So the Chinese don't speak English. Big advantage in the international business world, right? So think of it this way: you're gonna have 1.5 billion people. I always say you only need one. It's always 1%. That's, you know, that's got all the money, right? So if it's 1%, that's 15 million people. Plus you add the middle class. So you're talking about maybe 40 million people who are potential Rolex buyers, okay? 40 million Rolex buyers. Plus other watches, you know. I mean, everybody starts off with the Rolex, but then they expand as their tastes become more sophisticated, right? That's what happens. That is what's going to be happening with India. So, what does it mean? What you need to keep your eye on, again, to make money, you got to keep your eye on the velocity of when they're going to start buying, right? And that's going to determine how fast prices will rocket, because there's not enough watches in the market to meet the demand. That's a fact. Okay, you know, forget about these hubcap thieves who are telling you the watch market is dead. Yeah, listen, the Indians are about to bail out the watch market. Okay, you're gonna have 50 million buyers flooding into the market. All right, and so the question is, what are they gonna buy? Right, the first tranche of buying is going to be basically Rolex, specifically gold models, gold and steel, because the Indians love gold, right? And you know, it's basically, they gotta have gold. The steel is kind of made, you know, it's, listen, the Indians know that steel's for peasants, and like a black steel submariner is, you know, look, the Indians are very spiritually evolved people. And they understand that all steel Rolex is has bad what karma or something. I don't know. It doesn't have the good Maharaja energy, right? You know, you got to have some gold so you could be the Maharaja of Indore. You know what I'm saying? So that is the big deal. So I think the first watch they're going to buy bigly and huge is going to be the King Tut, the Rolex Submariner, because it's got the gold, it's got the blue dial, it's got the Bollywood vibes. You know, you got to think, when you think India, you got to think Bollywood movies, right? You got to, you know, a lot of color, a lot of, you know, vibrancy, you know, excitement, right? Dynamic. And so that's the Rolex Submariner. It's not the black dial. It's not. Then, of course, there are the day dates. So the day dates have a good India is basically the that's the Rolex put, you know, that is the Rolex put for the date, because I believe that what's going to happen is the Indians are going to rush into 36 millimeter dates, vintage models. Unlike you tomato cans, the Indians appreciate the classic vintage vibes. That's right, they do. And I'll tell you something else, my friends. After that, probably within a year or two, they're going to move up to Audemars Piguet and Patek Philippe. That's right. So the first, you know, it's the way it usually works. It's not going to be anything different, right? They're going to start off with the Rolex, but gold. That's why you got to focus on the gold models right now. The gold is going to outperform. Here's my prediction. Gold is going to outperform steel watches across all categories because of India. Okay, so gold will outperform. You know, usually gold is trading at a discount to steel, whatever. You know, people don't want it, but no, because you're going to have, again, millions of buyers in India. There's just not enough gold on the planet to satisfy that demand, and it's just going to keep increasing, right? So that's what you get from this channel. You get these deep market insights that nobody else gives you. So I think what you need to do, my friends, it's very obvious. The answer is obvious. The answer is you need to become a member of the channel. You got to join as an aristocrat. Well, actually, I don't know if you need to. Are you worthy? That's the real question. Are you worthy of becoming an aristocrat? Are you worthy? Do you have what it takes? You know, not everybody can handle it. Look, Harry, Prince Harry. You know, that's that redheaded bastard who married Meghan Markle. You know, he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle being an aristocrat. He wanted to become a plebeian. He wanted to become a peasant. So now he's living there in, I don't know, in Montecito with, you know, I don't know what he's doing all day. Like, the guy doesn't have a job. He's like Archie Luxury, basically. He's basically like an Archie Luxury. He's like a redheaded Archie Luxury without the horns. I mean, they're both basically mongoloids, both Harry and Archie. I mean, I think Archie could be one of Archie's bastard children. Archie probably fathered a number of illegitimate children across Southeast Asia in the 90s, and it could be that Harry, the redheaded bastard, is Archie's son. Allegedly that actually his father allegedly is I think Princess Diana's bodyguard, not bodyguard, but there was some guy that she allegedly had an affair with, a captain in some sort of I don't know, cavalry or some nonsense, who also has red hair, and allegedly they were saying that that's it. And they look very similar. You know, the English, quite frankly, the English are very you know, they really have no morals. There's a lot of out of wedlock or bastard children born from adultery. That's right. Adultery is a big thing in England. It's kind of like, you know, it's just the way it is. It's they're really very immoral people. I'm not making any judgments. I'm just, you know, stating that it's a well-known statistical fact that, you know, 90% of English babies are born from, you know, illegitimate sources, and you know, that's the way it is. So, with that said, how do we get sidetracked? We're talking about bastards and Rolex and Archie Luxury, peasants. Yeah. So here's the bottom line, my friends. Ooh. Okay, look at that. Okay, bottom line, my friends, is you gotta join the channel. Look, oh yeah, that's right. We're talking about people who can't handle being aristocrats. So, Harry couldn't handle being an aristocrat, so now he's a mooch bum, jobless, without a job, in Montecito, just like Archie Luxury, and his wife is probably gonna divorce him very soon. Meghan Markle is gonna be available back on the market. The only problem is she's got like some baggage. She's got these kids. You know, I mean, she's still pretty good looking for like an older broad. I'd marry her, but force her to give up the kids for adoption or something. Like, you know, send them to like an orphanage or something. And you know, she could be a good moneymaker. I mean, she still has, I think, some brand value. She can do that whole influencer thing. She could do live streams and beg streams. Again, you got to follow the Archie luxury model. Unbelievable but true. And that's what it is. You know what's? I just realized something. You know. I just realized I had an epiphany, and that is, see this watch. See, here's the thing. A lot of you tomato cans, because you're Americans. You want all new stuff. You're very like new. I want new. You know. You want. You're like children. You're infants. You're infantile. You got to have the shiny new toy, and you know you don't appreciate quality, right? You're basically your peasant material. So, for example, you know, this watch is, you know, what is it? This is almost 30 years old. It's probably late 90s. And a lot of you tomato cans are saying, oh, it's a dusty watch. Well, that's why this watch has increased in value. You know what else is dusty is this coat. This is Bar Boar. That's right, Bar Boar. And this coat is I think I bought this could be 20 years, definitely more than 20 years old. And you know what? It's still ticking. I mean, it's amazing. This thing is like indestructible. The only problem is it's an English product. You know, the English, I don't know. It's kind of, there's always an issue, right? It's kind of like a Rolls Royce, you know? Great cars, but they require a lot of maintenance. The old ones. I'm not talking about the new ones, which are garbage. I'm talking about the old ones, which were classic. You know, you have the brakes, they need that mineral oil. You got to carry these these containers of mineral oil with you. And the problem with the Bar Boar is that it requires you got to re-wax it. You got to re-wax it every so often. And last time I had it re-waxed, I don't think these guys did a good job. It's expensive. I think the last time I did it was like $40-50, and it didn't really work. So the coat, technically it's a raincoat, and there's also a pouch in the back. You see this pouch in the back? This is where you put your pheasant. In the back there's a pouch. You put your pheasant. It's like a hunting thing, right? So it gives you that old money. I don't know. What do they do? Quail hunting or whatever? I don't know what they do. I don't know. I don't know what these bastards are doing. But anyway, there's a pocket you put your quail in. Yeah. But anyway, the point is, imagine this. I think I paid, if I recall, $300, which was expensive actually. It was not cheap. That would have probably been 2002. I don't know, sometime like early 2000. Like it's got to be over 20 years. Definitely over 20 years. So $300. And how many times have I worn this? A lot. I've worn this. And you know what? It looks still very good. I mean, it's the thing with the Bar Boar. It's kind of like the Rolls, and kind of like, you know, you have a good suit made in Savile Row from like a legitimate tailor. You know, the more you wear it, the better it's actually going to look. So even if it starts kind of wearing out, you know, and I got some suits that are like also from that era, and you know, the blue, if you have a blue suit, they get a little bit shiny. But you know, look, if it's a Henry Poole suit or Anderson and Shepherd or whatever it is, if they did a good job, it's just going to look even better. It's going to look like, you know, it's going to give you that old money vibe, you know. Even if moths start eating it, God forbid moths start eating your suit, it could be even better, because a lot of these old English aristocrats, that's what they do. They wear moth-eaten suits. They patch you up. Even Prince Charles does that, right? So what is the point I'm making? The point I'm making is $300. That means if I amortize that's $15 a year, and you figure out, well, I had this when I was living in New York mostly, but it doesn't rain that much, other places I'm at except today. So that's about you know, $15 a year. And, you know, this thing could probably still wear this for another 20 years. This is a lifetime investment. Do you understand the value? I don't even know how much of these are new today. And it also comes with a hood. You got to pay extra for the hood. I got the hood on. You see the hood? You got the hood. And that's the point of quality, okay? So the American people today, they want fast fashion. They want the disposable goods. And it ends up costing you a lot more. I think it's much smarter to buy quality stuff. Okay, you buy quality and you make money with it. I bet I can sell this coat for probably $150. So if I sell it $150 on eBay, maybe even more, that means that it only cost me $7 a year if I amortize it, right? I mean, look, I know it sounds silly, but that's, you know, that's the math. That is the math. You know? What are we talking about? India? Okay, wow. This is, you know, if I sound like I'm out of breath, it's because this is a bit of a steep hill, which you don't realize how steep it is. It's quite steep when you realize, and I just ate breakfast. So, here we go. We got the cherry blossoms. Spring is here. Springtime. Unbelievable. All right, gentlemen. As they say, gentlemen, I'm going to leave you. Here we go. That's where Juan and Kino were deported back to Alcatraz. There's your cherry blossoms. Unbelievable but true. So we're in February, and how do you know it's February? Because look, we got a full moon, and this is today's date. That's what's going on. That is the deal. All right, make sure you click the like, subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.